Hello and welcome. This is Notibot ENG. Good evening. I'm your anchor. Tonight, we bring you a critical update on the escalating tensions in the Middle East. The US-Iran conflict has taken a dramatic turn with intelligence suggesting Iran's nuclear program remains unaffected by military action. We'll examine Donald Trump's comments calling for peace and Iran's defiant response to European military bases. Additionally, our analysis explores Iran's vision for a new legal regime in the Strait of Hormuz and its strategic dominance over this critical waterway. Let's dive into these key stories now. New intelligence suggests a major escalation in tensions with Iran may have had an unexpected outcome on the country's long-studied nuclear ambitions. In a bombshell report from U.S. intelligence, it's now been revealed that the devastating war on Iran has had minimal impact on its nuclear program. Citing two sources, Reuters claims that U.S. agencies had previously estimated that Iran could produce enough uranium for a nuclear weapon and build one in just 3 to 6 months before the June 2025 attack. However, after the U.S. bombing of key nuclear sites in Natanz, Fordow, and Isfahan, intelligence has revised its timeline from 9 months to a year. This news comes as no surprise, given that President Trump had boasted about destroying Iran's nuclear program just days before launching the strike. When asked if he planned to restart nuclear negotiations in the summer of 2025, Trump said, "We may sign an agreement. I don't care if I have an agreement or not." However, his own Pentagon later contradicted this claim, stating that the U.S. strikes had set Iran back by 2 years. The significance of this report lies in its implications for global security. The fact that the war on Iran has had minimal impact on its nuclear program is a stark reminder that Tehran remains a significant threat to regional and global stability. This raises questions about the effectiveness of military action as a means of achieving non-proliferation goals, and whether diplomacy should be prioritized instead. As tensions between the U.S., Israel, and Iran continue to simmer, this report serves as a sobering reminder of the complexities and challenges involved in addressing the Iranian nuclear issue. With the deadline for Trump's planned withdrawal from the 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action looming, it remains to be seen how the international community will respond to this development. As tensions between Iran and the U.S. continue to escalate, former President Donald Trump is now weighing in on a potential resolution to the conflict. Good evening. I'm your name, and this is our news recap. A recent warning from Iran's top military commander has highlighted the volatile situation in the Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway that separates the Middle East from Asia. The strait, which connects the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman, is a major shipping route for oil and other goods. According to reports, Iranian Commander Ali Akbar Vazi warned the U.S. against any further escalation in the area, saying any attack on Iran will be met with retaliation. This warning comes after several attacks on oil tankers and ships in the region, which some have attributed to Iran. The most recent incident involved a U.S. Navy ship being forced to abandon its patrol of the strait. The situation is complex and sensitive, with tensions between the U.S. and Iran having remained high since 2018, when the U.S. withdrew from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action (JCPOA) nuclear deal. This move led to increased sanctions on Iran, which in turn has exacerbated economic problems for the country. Donald Trump, the former U.S. president who initiated the withdrawal from the JCPOA, has now weighed into the situation, saying that Iran should do the smart thing and reach a peace deal with the U.S. Trump's comments come as he continues to back the Israeli government in its military campaign against Palestinian militants in Gaza. The situation remains highly charged, with regional powers on edge and global economic interests at risk. We will continue to monitor this story closely and bring you updates as more information becomes available. As tensions in the Middle East continue to escalate, Iran's latest threat has sparked international concern over potential attacks on European military bases. Iran has issued a threat against European military bases in the Middle East, following a surge in tensions over the Strait of Hormuz. The region has been on high alert since a U.S. drone was shot down by an Iranian missile system earlier this month. According to sources, Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, has told the country's military commanders to prepare for strikes against any foreign military forces that enter the region. This comes as tensions between Iran and the U.S. have escalated over the past few weeks. The UK, French, and US navies have been patrolling the Strait of Hormuz in an effort to deter Iranian aggression, but Iran has vowed to retaliate if they are perceived as threatening its sovereignty. The threat has sent shockwaves through European capitals, with senior politicians urging calm. This is a serious escalation of the situation, said Emmanuel Macron, France's president. We must remain vigilant and ensure our military presence in the region remains strong. The UK and US have also condemned Iran's actions, while the EU has called for restraint on all sides. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the world's most important shipping lanes, with millions of barrels of oil passing through it every day. As tensions continue to escalate, European leaders are urging a de-escalation of the situation and a return to diplomacy. But with Iran's military on high alert, it remains unclear what the future holds for the region. One thing is certain: the world is watching this situation closely, and the consequences of any further action could be catastrophic. As tensions in the region continue to escalate, Iran is now pushing for a major shift in the maritime laws that govern its strategic waterway. The recent war between Iran and the United States-Israel has led to a significant shift in Iran's stance on the Strait of Hormuz. According to Mohammad Bakr Kalibaf, Speaker of Iran's Islamic Consultative Assembly and top negotiator after Ayatollah Khamenei's demise, Iran will now exercise complete control over the strategic waterway. This means that all vessels wishing to transit through the strait must do so on designated routes and with Iran's explicit permission. The collapse of the doctrine of innocent passage for vessels flagged to the United States and Arab states of the Persian Gulf is at the heart of this new posture. In its Maritime Zones Law of 1993, Iran initially adopted transit passage as the basis for its territorial waters and Hormuz Strait. However, this stance diverges from the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, which assumes transit passage for straits like Hormuz. Innocent passage under UNCLOS requires that a ship not prejudice the peace, good order, or security of the coastal state. Iran argues that when countries have engaged in military campaigns directly or indirectly against Iran through vessels in its territorial waters, the concept of innocent passage loses its validity. The recent war has marked a significant escalation in tensions between Iran and Western powers. This shift in Iran's stance on the Strait of Hormuz matters significantly for global shipping and energy security. The strait is a critical choke point for oil exports from the Middle East to international markets, and any disruption could have far-reaching economic implications. As the situation continues to unfold, it remains to be seen how Western countries will respond to Iran's new posture on the Strait of Hormuz. As tensions over the strategic Strait of Hormuz continue to escalate, the question remains: what drives Iran's refusal to relinquish its grip on this critical waterway? A new map released by Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps has marked an expanded maritime area of control, including sections of the United Arab Emirates coastline. The map features two red lines stretching beyond the Strait of Hormuz, a vital passageway for around a quarter of global seaborne oil trade. This move comes after U.S. President Donald Trump launched Project Freedom, a campaign to escort tankers through the strait. In response to this escalation, the UAE reported drone and missile attacks on Monday, including one that caused a fire at a major energy hub in Fujairah. The UAE blamed Iran for the attacks, but Tehran has not officially confirmed the strike. However, Iranian Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf acknowledged on Tuesday that his country was behind the strikes, while saying that the U.S. and its actions in the region were responsible. This latest development marks a significant escalation in tensions between Iran and the U.S. The Strait of Hormuz is crucial for global energy supplies, and control over it is a major leverage point for Tehran in its ongoing war with Washington and Israel. Analysts say Iran cannot afford to give up this leverage easily. The continuation of the current situation is unbearable for the United States, while we have not even begun yet, said Ghalibaf. The map and the escalating tensions highlight the increasingly precarious nature of the conflict between Iran and its enemies. As one expert noted, Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz is a matter of life and death for the country. With no clear end in sight to the standoff, the situation remains highly volatile. That's all for today's recap. We'll continue to monitor the situation in Iran and bring you updates as more information becomes available. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to stay up to date on the latest news, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Follow us on social media for breaking news notifications and expert analysis. Until next time, goodbye.